This video will describe how to create service groups in Enrich. From your Frontline homepage, you will scroll down on the right side. There is a Manage Services box. You won't have all the options that I have in this box, but it will show you where this is located. This is where you can view the service logs you've already created, manage some of those individual assignments, or group them together. Under Group Services, you will choose Manage Service Groups. If you have already created a group, they will be listed below. As you see, I have a few. Click on Manage Service Groups. All the groups that you are able to view will be seen here. You will likely have a blank page until you create your own groups, but I will show you how to create them. Click on Create a New Group. Here's where you will give your group a name. This name can be edited later if you choose to do so, or if your group names have changed. And click Save. They will pop up here and you can scroll down to find it. So right here I have created Group 1 with 0 deliveries, and I would like to view this group to show you the next steps. As I mentioned before, you can rename the group, but we're going to focus on adding an entry. So you will add an entry when you add a service delivery. You will also add an entry when you are creating the groups to add your students. Right here, there's a plus button, and this is where you will add your students. I'm going to show you. This box will pop up, and we're going to choose a couple of our demo students so you can see how this will look. Their name will pop up, click in the box, click Done, and that student will be added to this group. We're going to add another one so I can show you another feature that this has. And there's our testing student. So now, as you can see, we have 2 students in this group. If I would like to add a service log for this group, in the drop-down you're going to choose what type of service that group is receiving, and the full list that we have available is going to be on here. So I'll choose the top one, Academic Instruction. We're going to go with today's date and our group time from 12 to 1. You can edit these times if you are having a shorter or a longer group. You will choose your name as the provider or the provider that you're logging for. And you can scroll to find your name. The location, if you are online, if you are inside of the general education classroom, you'll choose accordingly. The treatment notes for each session can be copied to every student. So you'll put your treatment notes in, copy them. It's going to make sure you know this will overwrite treatment notes that have already been entered. Okay, and then you can also individually edit one student. So if they had different data than another student, you may add that individual data after you copy the notes to each student. If you saw one student at a different time, you can specify that that time was in fact different from the rest of the group. And I didn't format that properly. And then you will edit the number of minutes if it was different as well. If the student was absent that day, you can also indicate the student was absent and mark that they missed that session. So if you have a group of several students and you need to indicate one of them missed but the rest of them attended, this is a very easy way to do so. It will also keep count up here at the top of how many were present and how many were absent. Don't forget to hit the Save button at the bottom, and it's going to indicate if you have any errors of anything that needs to be filled in. Now I'll show you the next step. You will close this box. It's going to tell you Group 1 with 2 students has 1 entry. If you have multiple groups that behave in the same way, you may copy this to create a new group or a new service, and you can change the date if you had one for last week. And then if you need to update any information, you could simply do that here and save it. But it really does cut down on the amount of time for logging these groups. As you can see, in a couple of minutes I've created a group and I already have 2 entries